Okay. Let's get this back open. Big day, y'all. Alright, I think we'll just go ahead and get started now. Well, maybe I'll let... No, I'm not going to let the song finish. I'm just going to turn the song down a little bit. Well, hello, and welcome back to another exciting episode of AJ Makes a Dip. I actually need to go dig this one out of the chat. Let's see. Maybe QR code. So we can search for... Oh, wow. There we go. All right, so I'm not sure what to call this, but this is going to be an extension of the payment protocol. Let me see if I... And really, we need one that's... yeah, I got to go find the prior art. I don't think Dash has any of these. So it's... I think there's 3 or 4 of these. 2021. There we go. Okay, I've brought this up in the past. All right, so I'm going to need to... I'm not actually interested in this music. Let's see, can we switch this? Want to take the headphones off? And then grab... Where's this music's? Okay. Get into my dips here. Let's go back to main, and then let's switch over to... What do we call this one? Oh, wait. That's... There we go. Switch. And then this would be... I'm just going to call it this for now. Let me go grab again. Probably this one will be fine. I'll throw the... I'll give an explanation in a minute. Address book. Mutual contact sharing. Okay, I do need a bunch of prior art stuff in here. There we go. This is it. This would be URI scheme. This one was called also URI scheme. Payment protocol. I think the 71 might have been this as well. There's a whole bunch of them. 70. Seems like that should have just gone in with payment protocol, but whatever. Okay. Dash URIs. That exchange contact payment and subscription information. We could potentially put these into other things. You Mutual contacts, QR ScanBacks, and subscriptions. Let's just throw some keywords in here. There's another one that needs to be in here too. Okay. How to construct. Let's see, do we have oh my. 73 as well? Okay. I still need to define xpub send and make a dip for that. Yeah, okay. Cache like send. Nominated coin selection is really... It's not that important. Okay. So we're constrained as to how much well, we're not really constrained as to how much information we can put in a QR code. We're constrained in terms of the size of QR code we can scan, because you can put basically an infinite amount of information in a QR code. It's just that then if you print it, then there's more likelihood of there being a mistake or an error or something like that. Okay. Contact, payment, and subscription information. 'Cause 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 see here. 2, 3, 4, 5, 7, 8. Okay, that looks about right. What would we be at for percent? What's that getting coded to? URI, encode URI, components. Really? Okay. All right. You know, let's not make this. Let's make this real. Okay, product URL. That could be challenging to construct. Let's say 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. If I could get 6, if I could hit the number 6 without looking, it'd be a miracle. Alright, subscription. The thing with subscription is that you can't really put enough information in a URL to describe a subscription. You could do something like first payment date. I'm not really sure. I think that most of this information should be done through URLs. I think that's the way that it ought to be done. Okay. Oh, that's not really. The most important things are that the XPub comes through. If there's an immediate payment, let's see. Then you got to get into. We could do payment date. It needs to be paid before midnight on that date during business hours. I don't know, something like that. I don't know, because if we put the time on there, the problem with putting the time on there is then you have to put payment time zone. You know, then that could just be a pain in the butt. And then product could be product or service. So maybe I need to trim this down. Well, Subscription URL. I'm not quite sure how this should work. Never. All right, and then the percent 3D, I'm guessing, is the equals. And so the R, I don't know. I'm kind of a fan of having these things bigger. X key, maybe, instead of X pub. Because we could do DN, DT, TZ, N, P, S, R. I guess it depends on how big the thing gets. But it doesn't really matter for the sake of drafting this. It just needs to be gotten out there. Okay. Okay, there we go. And then does this one, where was that 73 at? Let me see if I can understand. Yeah, this is a good idea. What's up, James Doe? Yeah, I like this. Yeah, this makes a lot more sense. Yeah, this is actually something that we really need. They did a good job, I think, of kind of breaking these things down. I don't know if I am going to do as good of a job. What did they call this? I gave it a terrible name. Hmm. So we need a couple of things to work. One, if somebody does not have the Dash wallet, there needs to be a QR code. I think this is primarily the way that it should work. There needs to be a QR code that somebody can scan if they don't have the Dash wallet and would direct them to download. Well, preferably would just direct them to log into a Dash account. But, let's see. Let me think on this. All right, motivation. URLs, URIs, and QR codes are well accepted, are well known, easy to use. Contact information. And friend requests can easily be used to subscription payment information. I guess that technically kind of belongs up here. I don't know. I don't. That's kind of redundant. Whatever. It's just bogus words. We need value. Agreed. What's up, Dave? I'm having a hard time forming my words. I may switch to doing some other work if the muse doesn't come to me. I'm gonna try a little bit more with this. Give us another 20 minutes or so. But then doing work really helps form things better. I really want to get something for this out very quickly, because I think that it is even more a critical time now after all the discussion today, that we need to have a simple path forward to have contacts. And I've been talking about this for a couple of years now. Way back in the beginning, I said this is something we need. I didn't really understand the dip. Well, I still don't understand what the dip process is, but I want to get something out in writing that other people can comment on. Okay, motivation. I think a pump to $500 would be bad for a lot of reasons. I am anti-pump to $500. Let it be known. I'm not in favor. I vote no. I think that basically anything above, well, the thing is, you have to do stuff in stages, right? If we had infinite money, we still couldn't snap our fingers and get something done overnight. We know this because when Evo, right? Infinite money, no end to the money. The money has been boundless. No Evo in sight, right? We still have about zero confidence that Evo will ever launch. So it's not just money. You need to have, I think this is something I actually am thinking about putting a proposal in for. And I'm sure that it will get rejected. But I think one of the biggest problems with DCG is that they don't use Dash. I think that is probably the single largest oversight in the organization of DCG, is that they don't use Dash. Because coming into Incubator and always having to use Dash from day one, which I think is the way that it ought to be, that just makes sense. I have actually had to use the applications. I've actually, yeah. Anyway. Okay. Whenever people exchange value, when people are exchanging value, there's already some form of communication they're using to do it, whether text message or email or QR code, etc. We should have a simple P2P method for adding contacts, subscriptions, and other payment-related information that, so text message, email, web page, QR code, that can use existing readily available let's see, exchanging contacts, creating subscriptions, and communicating other payment related information that can use the existing, should is a strong word. But I don't know what else to say. Should is a moral argument. Shouldn't be in a technical document. Let's get rid of the word should and let's rethink this. In addition to any means that, no, just... So we want to have simple P2P method for exchanging contacts and payment-related interchange that can work offline or through the work through the communication medium that that parties involved in a transaction were already using, even if it's offline. Okay. That's something like that. All right, let me check here. Remember, we had a $10,000 bill. I guess we had one for vanity at some point, or maybe we had one because probably because we weren't using digital systems for money, and so the $10,000 bill might have actually been of use for millionaires. I don't know. Because now it's basically all IOUs, it's just digital IOUs. The money doesn't exist. People just throw money back and forth. I don't know what the use case was for the $10,000 bill, but if it wasn't just vanity, because I could see vanity, have $1 million bill, right? I could see vanity being a big play there. But if it's not just vanity, my guess is that it's because we weren't using digital systems at the time, and having the $10,000 bill filled a gap. What? I don't understand. The USA had a 10K bill of, was that the country's, what? Oh, are you making a comment of the $10,000 bill was the dinar or whatever, the hyperinflated bill of some other country? All right, breakdown. When you say you don't use money, comes out of the block, even if they convert it, still dash that is used. What? No, it's not dash that's used. The people don't touch the dash. Okay, DCG is not a person. DCG is a group. The group of people in DCG do not use dash. There is not an individual who is DCG. So no, they don't convert it. There is a group of people, and that group of people does not convert it. They don't use dash. Someone in the organization of DCG does a conversion. The people who are part of DCG are not using dash. They're not getting paid in dash. They probably use dash in some way, shape, or form, but they're not forced to use dash in order to get... They're not forced to go through the process of using dash in order to pay their bills. That is like DEFCON 5 oversight. They don't have to use the product. They need to suffer. They need to experience the pain of their own baloney to get the stuff fixed. Not just release little token updates here and there. They need to experience the pain, because when you have to use something and you're a developer, you're empowered to make changes. So if somebody says, hey, we should be working on this, but you actually have to use it on a regular basis, you're going to push back and you're going to say, hey, I think that this is a higher priority because this sucks and I can't stand it. My wife hates it when this happens. I can't do this with my buddy. You know, that's where the rubber meets the road. Yeah, payment in Dash and Dash only. No one in Dash should be paid in fiat ever. 1000% agree. I don't know how there could be an argument against that. Other than that, I think DCG is a corporation, and the way that they do taxes and stuff, they probably just want to sidestep Dash because they don't want to have to go through all of the pain it is, because they don't have financial tools to help them track this stuff. And so rather than working on the financial tools to help them track it or alleviate the burden, they're working on other stuff that nobody needs. And hopefully the hype works out. Hopefully it does. You know, if after 7 years or 8 or whatever long, you know, infinity, if it actually ever comes out, even though no one has a use case for it or can describe what it's for, people say dApps. What dApp? dApps. Okay, name a dApp. It's like if I were to ask you, what are you going to have tonight for dinner? Food? Okay. What food? You know, food. That isn't a food. Food is a category. Food is not a food. Food is a category. So, it's a similar thing. They need to experience the ease of use of Dash. My understanding is that DCG does not use Dash. If I am wrong about that, please correct me. But this is one of the things that when I came to that understanding, I was like, what? They need to experience it, yeah. How do we enforce that, sir? I think that's something you vote on. You pay someone in Dash, how do you ensure they use it? I don't know. But the individuals need to receive the Dash. The people who are working for Dash should be paid in Dash. Obviously, in order to pay their rent, they're going to have to convert to fiat. In order to pay their groceries, as of Saturday, now they have to convert to fiat. Data apps, NFT. NFT, again, that's a category, that's not an app. Because, so by NFT, what you're actually saying, I honestly don't know if you know this or not, but by NFT, what you're saying is publish a signature, a data hash to the blockchain with an associated, it's like a payment, but instead of paying to an address, you're signing a URL, and then you are publishing the URL. It's like the URL is signed and an address is signed, and you publish that to the blockchain. So, and there's you know, if you're a good faith player, then the URL, you're selling a different URL for each person. So you don't actually sell images. You sell a URL of the image. The image itself is not what is sold or NFT'd. NFTs are an absolute, and they're an undefensible scam. Because they have no legal meaning. There is no legal benefit. You are not granted a copyright license. You are not granted a trademark. An NFT is a signature function. just in the same way that we sign in order to send money. Pay a dev 300 Dash a month, not 300 Dash worth of dollars. DCG should understand how hard it is to live off Dash. 100%. And Joel needs to make us believe we are wrong to demand... Wait, does Joel... I thought Joel was in favor of everybody should, have some sort of skin in the game. Joel needs to make us believe we're wrong to demand DCG uses Dash themselves. Some of your comments, I'm not sure. I'm not sure if you're being sarcastic or saying it backwards, and I'm not catching something. Yeah, so DCG is a group of people. My understanding is that the people are paid in cash. Hey, Max. How long have you been aware of Dash? Only about 2 years. So Ryan got me into it. And I was very reluctant to get into it, but he sold me on the vision of digital cash. And here I am. The same was said for Ethereum. What is the use case? Then thousands of apps later, name one. What is an app on Ethereum? I don't know of any apps on Ethereum. Okay, so we have to make one stipulation that isn't just part of Ethereum. You have to have so the definition of multi-level marketing and pyramid schemes is that it's not an exchange of value, it's a transfer of money. So you don't buy the product because the product is good, you buy the opportunity to sell other people the opportunity. But in order to sell the opportunity, because of the legal issues with a pyramid scheme, you have to have a product associated with the opportunity. You can't sell pure opportunity. So it's a Ponzi scheme with a loophole, right? So a lot of the things come around, people say, well, oh, you can do this, you can do that, but it's the MLM mentality of, well, it only works within the system and there's no use case outside of the system. So the system provides the use case. Who wants these granola bars that you could get at Walmart for half the price? If you're familiar with the MLMs, or vitamins, or there's a whole bunch of stuff with the MLMs. So who wants the stuff that you could get from Walmart for half the price that's better quality? And we're talking, it's Walmart, so it's not like it's great quality, right? You have to have a product outside of the system. There has to be. You can't create the problem. So, for example, I'll give you another example of a dirty deed. The .zip domain, right? This and also .sucks. So .zip and .sucks. One is a security vulnerability, and I don't know how this got passed because Google. So now all of a sudden, example.zip is a website, right? Now that's kind of kooky. And Walmart.sucks. Those are malicious entries into the market. Now, the people who created them made a ton of money because they created a malicious opportunity in the market where you have to buy the bad thing so that someone else doesn't get it. You have to buy Walmart.sucks so somebody else doesn't get it. You have to buy example.zip so that someone else doesn't get it. So all of these security researchers have to buy all these .zip domains, and all of these brands have to buy the .sucks domains. But there's not a real product with either of those. It's a malicious market entry. It's you're introducing the virus into the system so that you can sell the vaccine. That's a really good example. It's like biological warfare, except biological corporate warfare. You introduce the virus so that you can sell the vaccine. Right? Not that just happened for 2 years or anything, but yeah. So that's malicious. You don't have a product, you don't have a market opportunity, you don't have a use case. You're doing either a Ponzi scheme or or you are the attacker. It's ransom. Ransom, that's what it is. So it's either a Ponzi or a ransom. So in the case of .sucks, .zip, ransom, you create the problem. Anyway, honeypots, yes. What the heck is Aven? Well, it's difficult to understand the sarcasm in text. It's probably easier with some facial expressions. But you say things that sound true and you say things that sound absolutely false, and yeah. Whether it's Ponzi or not, people are using it. But that's not. Yeah, Dash Direct was a funny round for Ionia. See, I don't think that's sarcasm. That's just dark humor. Yeah, create the problem to which you already have the solution. But that's different than a market opportunity. That's I guess another word for that is market making. But yeah, so NFTs were just, and I don't know what Avo is, but name an app that anybody's heard of, right? It can't be something that's just like, and I don't mean to be changing the goalpost. That was part of why I was saying this, is that there needs to be, yeah, okay, Aave is liquidity pool or something. That, yeah, so that doesn't make any sense, because you can't just create a token on top of a token. That's not, you're not creating something that somebody needs. So if you're creating a product that allows people to invest in your product, to get interest from your product so that they can buy into your product, so that someone will sell you, like that's MLM, that's Ponzi scheme, that's bad actor. That's not what we need. It's a decentralized finance app, but for what? It says open source liquidity protocol, but do you know what an MLM is? An honest question, because I've had buddies that have gotten into MLMs and I've tried to explain this to them and they don't get it. And I'm like, dude, the granola bars aren't like, how are you going to sell these granola bars? And he's telling me, oh, I want you to join me. Just buy a box of granola bars and then you can sell other people the opportunity to have someone buy a box of granola bars from them, so that and you're going to make all this money. And I've had two buddies try to convince me to join an MLM and try to sell me their MLM product. And it's like, dude, these granola bars are really expensive. This vitamin water is really expensive. It's more expensive than the brand name vitamin water. There's no exchange of value in this system. There's no product in this system. And so if you really don't understand what an MLM is, I think there's actually some cult research videos that kind of, but that's what it is. It's like, I don't know how to unbrainwash somebody that's being brainwashed into that. Or if you think that's okay, you think, oh, well, people, I mean, you could be that libertarian, I suppose. You could say, hey, it's okay for people to scam people. Like, they willingly enter into the scam. It's consensual. And but if you're manipulating someone and you're changing their perception of reality, is it consensual? You know, if you have to pump someone full of bad information in order for them to believe your thing, is that consensual? Because I think consensual is when you have truthful information, or at least you present it as truthful as you can. The truth that you have, you give. You don't, if you withhold information, that's manipulation. If you manipulate someone, that's not consensual. You're changing their environment and their ability to understand what's happening. I would not classify that as consensual at that point. Cards have to be on the table to some degree for things to be consensual. Anyway, I'm going to try to get back to this. So, specification. And I don't know exactly how this should work, but I know that the key things are okay. Let's break this down into a couple of different pieces. So 1, contact exchange. Okay. All right. Applications that support contacts must recognize X key parameter. Now let's go to OIDC for this. What is it called? OIDC claims. Standard claims. All right, this is the one. Incorporating errata set. Claims. Standard claims. I'm going to put this in here too. OIDC standard claims. .1. All right, let me go back here. It's a digital bank. All right. That doesn't even make sense. You like, this is another thing. People are just being scammed and taken advantage of. The 12 words is the wallet. The 12 words is the wallet. Not the 12 words helps you recover the wallet. Not the 12 words authenticates you. The 12 words literally is the wallet. You have the 12 words. You have access to every account, every address, change addresses, receiving addresses, every coin type. The 12 words literally is the wallet. It is the wallet. BitConnect had its own blockchain. Like all the e-scams, not familiar with that. Let's say you needed $10,000 loans. Instead of going to Wells Fargo, you've got a decentralized way of getting a loan. That doesn't make any sense because nobody can force you to pay it back. So how are you going to get a loan? Well, sorry. That's assuming that it's, through all this DApp stuff. If it's just a site that helps you get loans, then yeah, I totally believe that, yes, you can get a loan. But if it's a quote-unquote smart contract, well, the only way that it could possibly work is if it has some way of enforcing, right? So you can't have a real way to get a loan, because I could just get my money paid to some other address. I could not pay back the loan. I could just steal money. No bank line, no time wasted. But it's either it's a bank and they actually have some way of enforcing collection, or it's a scam. But still, get out of the loop. right? Get out of that loop. Get out of the MLM loop, okay? Get out of the, this is, you know, we're building an app that's gonna get you in the system of the system unto itself. Get out of that. Tell me something that is not the thing itself. I don't know how to explain this. And maybe there is some way to do that, but I mean, I'm not going to loan somebody $10,000. I mean, just imagine how that's going to work. I click a button, and they're going to give me a loan of $10,000 without a bank line, and then they're just gonna hope that I'm a nice guy and I pay it back. So I don't believe that that's being done as a DApp or a smart contract, because there's no way to enforce it. All right. CrayPay went from 100K users to tens of millions of users, but Dash Direct had to be shut down. Yeah. I did 6 years of scam following. What? Oh, you got days worth of YouTube uploads of MLMs and Ponzi's. Okay. I don't know what you mean by where have I seen Ionia used in real life. I don't know. I use Dash Direct. I mean, that application is something that exists in a lot of places. Everybody's got a gift card system. Tying it all together and then wrapping a bow around it with Dash is a unique spin, but the gift card system, exchange thing, get a better rate, that's existed elsewhere. I only use my wallets once. So again, I think you're being sarcastic here because you either don't know what a wallet is, even though I just said it's the 12 words, because you are not using a wallet, discarding the money, and then creating a new wallet. Unless you are, but I don't think you're doing that. You put up collateral. What collateral? You can't put up digital collateral. What collateral? What? So am I gonna put a digital copy of a payday loan? So I'm gonna do a payday loan. I'm gonna give them my car title, and I'm gonna hope that they don't steal my car. And I'm gonna take the $10,000. So I'm gonna give a $20,000 sign off. I'm gonna sign off my car. And then I'm going to hope that when I repay the $10,000, they don't take the $10,000 and my car? What do you mean you put up collateral? Or are you saying that you're just robbing Peter to pay Paul? I'm going to do a Ponzi scheme thing where I'm going to borrow $10,000 of one coin using $10,000 of another coin without actually selling the coin, just doing shorts or something. Is that what you're saying? Send me your Dash Direct address. There is no Dash Direct address. Look, here's the thing. I don't know what people know in this community. I don't, but I'm becoming less and less confident as time goes on. All right, let's just do this one. Dash HD. All right. Oh, I was looking at this because I was going to pick out profile URL. I think it's called profile URL. I'm just going to use standard claims. Given name, nickname. Okay, nickname. Preferred username. All right. Sub. Okay, we'll go with nickname. Sub. A PPID. Pairwise. Oops, pairwise. Oops. Pseudonymous identifier. And then we need to have like a profile URL. Let's see, phone number, address at, locale, zone info, birth date. Profile URL. Descriptive. Describe it. So when you use your house as collateral, that is a legal contract. That's legal. That's not good old buddy system. That's not weirdo on the internet system. That's a legal system, right? So are you saying that that they're basically just providing a way to do things online with less verification, but they're still legally enforced? They still funnel through some, LLC, or I guess it'd be a PLLC or a GmbH or whatever. So, because if it's an actual bank, then what does it matter what technology they use, right? Because that's just hype. So, I mean, it's just really, it shouldn't be this difficult, but it gets really difficult. So, a product needs to be better along some metric than the alternative, and not. So there are vanity products. There's tons of vanity products out there, and there's a space for vanity products. Brands, right? A Nike t-shirt. Although I think that the Nike shoes are actually better than some of the alternatives. They actually can be higher quality. So they can be functional, but a Nike t-shirt is completely non-functional, right? It's 100% vanity. You're just associating yourself with a brand. So I think that there is a place for vanity, but if you're creating a product opportunity, the product needs to be better in some way, unless it's explicitly a vanity product. Like, this t-shirt is better because it has a Nike logo. That's how it's better. Because I like the Nike logo. I want the Nike logo on the t-shirt. The t-shirt is better with the Nike logo. That I accept that. But when you're selling a product, generally it needs to be functionally better in some way than a common alternative, right? So I want to get more of X. Usually it's convenience or quantity by switching to this thing. So if you're saying that it's just a bank, and for vanity's sake, they want to use the brand of Ethereum to say, yeah, you're going to submit something and we're going to, you know, because there's all these privacy laws, we can't actually submit any of your information to a blockchain, but we're going to create a hash of your information. And we're going to submit that on a blockchain in a smart contract or something for vanity's sake. So functionally, it's actually worse. It's not faster. It's not better. It's not more authoritative. It's just for vanity's sake. So they're actually a bank. They follow the legal requirements of a bank. They legally could repossess your house. They legally could repossess your car, but they just put some information on blockchain. That's vanity, not utility. Utility would be that because some technology was available, they were able to overcome some hurdle that had existed. Now, if there were some laws that had been passed in the United States or whatever country that said smart contracts in this format, you know, the smart contract that has these parameters to it is a legally binding contract, then that I could see that being a technology that potentially could get used. But then you still have the Oracle problem. Somebody has to confirm in the real world, did X, Y, or Z happen? So, yeah, I mean, if every new wallet update you delete the wallet and download the new wallet and don't write down the seed, and you only use it for once in a blue moon, okay, I can believe that, but that Fruit of the Loom, you know, their cotton is a little bit stronger than the cheapest possible brand. I don't know. I do want the Dash Direct Visa Vanity card. That would have been nice. You put your money up and you get a loan. What? That's literally what I said. That doesn't make any sense. I have $10,000, so I'm going to put up $10,000, but then I'm going to borrow $10,000. Bruh. You don't need to borrow $10,000 if you have $10,000. Why would I borrow $10,000 with interest? Why would I put up $10,000 to pay interest on $10,000? This literally doesn't make sense. People do it all the timey. Lamau. I'm not this. I thought you were a real person, but you're sounding more and more like a bot account every second. People do lots of dumb things all the time. I believe that people put up $10,000. I mean, I think that's kind of what shorting a market is about, right? But you do it stocks. You loan somebody a stock because you believe that its value is going to go down, and that you loan it to them or you believe it's going to go up, so you loan it to them at a certain price, but they believe it's going to go down. But that's just gambling. That's not a loan. That's a legal form of gambling. That's how rich people gamble. You know, poor people go play the slots. Rich people, you know, play poker with a variety of currencies via stocks and whatnot. So again, you're still in the MLM thing. You're still in the Ponzi scheme. It's a money transfer. It's not an exchange of value. Okay, website, email. I guess any of these. Okay. Okay. Well, James, I know you're not the bot. Because you're saying things too outlandish. I don't take out a loan when... No. Oh my goodness. No. No. I don't lock up money in the bank and take out a loan for the amount that I'm locking up. I might choose to finance something over the long term. I might finance something because it might be worth it more to me to pay interest. But I don't put $10,000 into a locked account behind a contract that I can't access the money and then borrow money. No. So financing is one thing because it allows you to steady your flow of income and outcome. But taking out a loan is different from financing. It could be a form of financing, but no, you don't do one-to-one to collateral. I'm guessing, I've heard about these scams. I'm guessing what this digital bank does is it allows you to exchange one cryptocurrency for another cryptocurrency so that you can short it. That's my understanding of what those things do, because nobody needs to put in $10,000 of ETH and get out $10,000 of bit to buy something. Oh, and I totally just lost the chat. So I don't have a bank. Where and how do I get my 10K in cash? Now that's a question for the elephant and the rhino. Yeah, okay, yeah, you're describing I have bit, but I don't want to spend it because it could increase in value, so I put 10K of bit and get a stable coin. Yeah. This is all it's all MLM stuff, man. Yeah, it is pretty simple stuff, and that's I can tell that we have different philosophies about economics and money. Like, I believe in the exchange of value. Maybe you're more on the get rich quick side. And if you get rich quick, all the power to you, but that's not what I'm in this for. As long as you don't hurt someone else who wasn't willingly consenting. You know, like people that, I mean, you can't force people to make smart decisions. If you tell them the truth and they do it anyway, dude, I'm loving it. James Doe, just send me that address. I'm in. I'm in. But what if it falls through? What if I don't get the 4 dash? All right, so we got the nickname, and we're not going to deal with a purchase URL or subscription URL yet. We're just going to go with X key. Okay. And I did put the XPriv debate to rest. It is totally safe to share XPrivs. And as much as the system as a whole is safe, there's no additional vulnerability introduced by sharing publicly derived exprivs for which you there is no leaked leaked parent grandparent information from the expriv, assuming that you don't leak the expriv above or the expub above. Because if you have an expub from above and an expriv from below, then you do have the expriv above. The exprivs go all the way down and all the way up. So wherever you have the expriv, you don't share above that, and you're good. Okay. Okay, so we got the nickname. We don't need the purchase URL. We're just gonna say profile. Let's go to our good friend Imgur and see if we can find a picture of a monkey or a tree. Ah, that's scary. All right, let's do... Am I going to regret this? Chimpanzee. I want a happy, healthy-looking chimpanzee. There we go. No, I don't want it to be... Can I just get the... Just give me an image to throw in here. Come on. Wait, are they all GIFs, really? Did we get rid of the ability to have... There we go, this is a good one. We'll just... Dang it. What happened to the ability to... High scoring... Advanced search. Can I do an advanced search real quick? Only show JPEG files. There we go. There we go. That's good. Copy image address. Sweet. Oh, that was picture. Man, I have to be a 10, but he's a primate. I'm gonna die. That was hilarious. All right. Boom. There we go. That's going to be great. It's going to be great. and uploaded to or scanned by the receiver. What is this called? Claims, not claims, subject. Claims, grants, scope. Okay. There we go. That's how we'll do that. Yeah, I think we're just going to make this just a normal authorization request. That's what this should be. This should just be a standard authorization request. Scopes. And then I actually want X key to be Okay, let's see. All right, let's see. Shaved and showered, the monkey, not me. Yes. What I noticed in the crypto space or just life in general, people that say they're not looking to get rich or they're doing something for the passion, almost always speaking for comfortable spot, DCG and incubator. But, must have big bags of cash. I don't know. I would flip that maybe. So I would say people. I think there's a lot of poor mentality that leads to wanting get rich quick. I am in a decent spot. If I lose my job with Dash Incubator, then that's going to be a struggle, but it's not a struggle that I'm not going to recover from. I will recover from it. It may offset me for maybe 6 months, maybe a year. You know, I could end up in a situation where I don't get another job right away. I have to float some credit, dig into some savings, you know, like it could be uncomfortable, but I will recover from it. But that has come through a process of being focused on niche areas and sharing with people what I do and being loud and yeah, I mean, I think my having also had my own business and my own employees, I would say you are always or almost always better off getting the best people you can get at 1.5x the price than, or twice the price, than getting people who are not as good at a discount. So I would hope that DCG follows that as well, and that their people are not struggling. If their people are struggling, then that's also an indicator that you need to cut back and focus on things that provide more value. And the way that Dash works is weird. It doesn't quite fit into most organizational stereotypes. But I think, yeah, in my case, I followed my passions and that led me to opportunity. And I take advantage of that opportunity. I would not want anything less for anyone else. Everybody's circumstances are different. Their personalities are different. People aren't going to be the same. They're not going to make the same choices. But I would hope that for anybody in their 30s to have discovered something that they are talented at, to develop it into a skill, and to become secure that they can support a family. I would hope that for anyone, and I would hope that they would not waste their time and lose additional footing and resources into a get rich quick scheme, because that that, 999 times out of 1,000 is just not going to work out. It's going to put you further back, not ahead. Big bags, small balls. What do you do? Take someone's comfortable spot away and let's see what they do for their passion. So the way you're speaking, I hope that you get stuff figured out. It's always almost nothing than the other fortune. I don't know. I got into computers very young. So, and that's part of, I found out what I was talented at and developed a skill for it early on. I think it's a pity when people spend a lot of investment in skills that they don't have a talent for. Because a lot of times people get this advice, oh, if you just try really, really hard, then you'll get it. But at what cost? You could do something that you are naturally inclined towards, not something that you necessarily romanticize about. Although you might romanticize it, whatever. But that you are inclined towards, and that you want to get the bang for your buck and the buck for your bang. $200 is not a big bag. Your little pension, your little 401k, little emergency savings. Yeah, I've got a little emergency savings. Unfortunately, I don't have... well, I do have some retirement, but I need to expand that and get some stuff figured out with that. It's easy to talk from a comfortable spot. Yes, and that's why I'd recommend that everyone get into one. People, all the real finance people, not the get rich quick bros, even though some of those talk about this too, but real finance people talk about the FU money, or some of them have a more polite name for it. But yeah, you should have some FU money, and it's challenging times. Things have gotten really weird in the last few years, but I honestly would hope that everybody, I don't know how everybody can do it, but I honestly would hope that everybody would be able to get into a comfortable spot where they have a little bit of savings and a little bit of, so you don't. Well, so Dash is not an investment for me. I said, don't worry about the price. Translation is, I'm good financially. Let's not worry about that. No, it is concerning. So there is a very good chance that I will lose my income stream and I will have to go get a different job. So I don't want the price to go down, but I'm not in this because I think, oh, I'm going to get rich quick. I'm in this because I believe that there's a problem and solution statement and there is a potential path forward. And I don't want to see the path forward shortchanged for, I don't know how other people have done in Dash. I hope that no one's put their life savings into it. Somebody believes in it that much and that's what they felt compelled to do. I just don't think that's a smart decision, but I've been there too. I had a business where I put everything I had into it and I lost it all. And then some. But yeah. Okay. I was good financially, then I got into Dash. But inflation would have made... Yeah, that is one of the funny things. People talk about inflation. It's like my US dollar holding is worth 2% less. I think it's closer to 10%. I don't think it's 2% less. I think it's closer, maybe even 50% less. Something has changed a lot, at least in the Utah Valley area. Things are very different. Things are much more expensive. And when you average it all out, I would say that compared to 5 years ago, I think the dollar is worth about 50% less. And most people's incomes don't seem to being adjusted for that. A lot of people's are. A lot of people I know over the past 5 years have gotten their job changed, and they pretty much double their income by changing their job. Or, get 1.5x or something like that. But it is, it's rough. A Do-Man can't tell. We are Dash investors. We would love to see Dash prosper, but investment first. But I've said this before. I don't want investors in Dash. Right? The runoff from all the altcoins, if that keeps us sustained, great. But the idea of somebody investing in Dash, you see what happens to publicly traded companies when there are investors, right? When investors are making decisions, the values get dropped. So I don't want Dash to be investor controlled. I don't want it to be a pump and dump scam. I would like the value of Dash to be sustainable, but I don't want it to go to the moon because it wouldn't be useful as cash if it goes to the moon unless we do all the redenomination and all that stuff. So, not financial advice. Goes hand in hand that my interests are aligned. But the question is, do you want it to be digital cash, or do you want it to make you rich? I guess if you're saying, okay, over the long run, I'd like to see deflation of a few percentage point per year. Okay, cool. I don't disagree with that. I think generally it's better to have slight inflation than slight deflation, but I could probably be convinced that slight deflation is okay. But I'm not going to be convinced that it should be swaying around wildly and we should be doing dishonest things and pump and dump scams and stuff like that. That's not why I'm here. I came here for something different. And if I didn't believe in that, I would have stayed elsewhere. Right? We're here because AJ doesn't have mods. All right. We're here to give Do-Man a hard time, and that's fine. Smash that like. I doubled my outcome. Who said get rich quick? Been here since the beginning. Well, great. If you've been here since the beginning, then you've like 30,000 bajillion% increased. So congratulations. Hopefully you're in a comfortable spot after all. All right. So standard claims. Sender may omit all except the profile URL. We need an alternative contact form for this too. We need like Okay. Ah! Alright, I've scanned URL. Then we have to get back to... Let's see. I don't even know if I want to do coin equals dash, but something like that. Okay, so coin is equal to dash. And then nickname is equal to Nick. And bar is equal to Baz. This should be the same as... Well, maybe it should be scheme or something. We need some sort of meta translation layer for sure. So there's as equal versus as equivalent. What's the difference between those two? I think equivalent is the looser one. Equivalent. Did I spell it wrong again? Equivalent. 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 Yeah, that actually is a nicer word. Okay, so this one. Xpub. Okay. Hey, what's up, Joe? Why does not Dash care about privacy? Also, hi. Well, some people do and some people don't. I think that the problem is a fundamental that it's not placed in the right spot. So a lot of people think that it should be an add-on feature, and a lot of people think that specifically mixing should be the predominant form of privacy, and that should be baked in. I am outside either camp. I believe that sure, mixing could be an optional thing, but that we should fix the security vulnerabilities, and that we should go from there. Because if we fix the security vulnerabilities, then yes, there's always information that when you put something on a public ledger, the terms decentralized and anonymous are often conflated, because people often think that because something's anonymous that it's decentralized. So for example, the masternodes. It's a centralized network. It literally, look up the definition of centralized. It is centralized. I did a video on this. I'm not going to go into it, but this is a couple years back. It is a vast superstructure of nodes that are all Borgs. They do not operate independently. They all arrive at the same conclusion. They cannot do work independently and increase the capacity. So the number one litmus test is decentral. Anyway, then you got anonymity. Anonymity, of course, is not privacy either. Anonymity is the opposite of privacy. Anonymity is that you don't know who something belongs to. Privacy, privat, is that it is owned. So private to you means that you own and control it. So if you own and control something, you may choose not to disclose it, which may give you anonymity, but ownership must be known in order to have privacy, because you have to have a way of controlling that someone else can't. Well, it doesn't necessarily have to be known, but it's related. Anyway, so the idea of privacy in terms of anonymity is a little bit different, because often people will conflate those two as well. They'll conflate privacy and anonymity. Because you are not known does not make it private. What makes it private is that it is owned. That it is owned and controlled by a group, and one or more entities that are party to the privacy, to the ownership. So I think that in general, I think that people like the idea of some degree of privacy, but I think that technically most people don't understand what goes on under the hood, and so they have a lot of misconceptions. I think that some of the people who do understand technically what's going on, they have a skewed sense of reality, and that they are focused on the mathematically pure rather than the practical. Because in math, when you construct mathematically pure scenarios, you can get better than optimal outcomes. If that makes sense. So, because there's sometimes you can get better. I don't know how to explain that. Anyway. Maybe we get to a digital cash one day, but before we get there. But that doesn't make any sense. Then why are you here? Why be involved with Dash if you don't want digital cash? That doesn't make sense to me. That the reason that no one cares about Dash is it just doesn't have unique value. It's just another altcoin as it stands today. People like, or it seems to me in the Discord and the people I've talked with, people like the vision of Dash. And most people don't understand that technologically it's not. There are a couple of things that paved a way forward that were not realized, that have not been actuated. I don't know if I'm using that word correctly. Spendle, I like it. Hodl's back in fashion because you can't spendle. Man, too soon, dude. Too soon. There'll be a lot of growth, and that's what I'm investing in. But how will there be growth? Why would anybody want Dash? In your opinion, why would anybody want Dash? I want Dash because it's going to grow. So I want to grow it because it's going to grow. That's circular logic. There needs to actually be better technology. It needs to offer something that people want and need. And I think for the most part, it's not something people want and need. I think that there is a niche market, and it needs to cater towards that niche market. And there's the split among the people that are in it. What is the vision? What is the mission? Where are we headed? Why are we going there? I think that we need a better charter. We need some sort of document that expresses something that we can agree on as to what we want, and then make judgments of what we do based on the values. Because I think there's the beauty and the terror of Dash within the community is that it's a super scattershot approach. There's not a lot of aim. It's just fire when loaded kind of thing. And I think that there needs to be more aim. And some people don't want that because then that's centralized. Well, hierarchy is a part of life. You don't get efficiency without hierarchy. Hierarchy is necessary for efficiency. Not in every system, but for systems of more than 10 nodes, you need hierarchy. You can't have every... I mean, we've got master nodes, right? You gotta have everything on equal footing. There needs to be some... But the evolution of the trust and the hierarchy and the vision and all that stuff, there can be some fluidity to it. But it just... one of the unique values we're eventually going to have to conquer is being able to provide real-time transactions, which, as I understand it, right now only work because no one cares about Dash and no one uses it, except for 5 of us or whatever, right? It's not being used on a regular basis for as cash. So because people aren't making regular transactions with it, we don't have to worry about that stuff. But that's something that's a technological problem that we'd have to tackle at some point. And I think that it sounds like there's a lot of other coins out there that are maybe further along in that, but also maybe less aligned with some of the values. What are your values? What brings you to Dash? What are your values? What brings you to Dash? We need to learn how to manage the expectations. Yeah, well, we also need to figure out who we are, and that can be pseudonymous, but it can't be anonymous. You can be Joe Doe, and he can be James Doe, and I could be AJ Doe. Oh, gosh. 2 likes, only 2 likes. The vision of Dash that's written on paper, right? Instant transaction is unique to Dash, isn't it? No, it's not. That's a utility other coins don't have. That's not true. And instant transactions won't actually work in Dash if Dash is used. So as long as no one's using Dash, instant transactions work. As soon as we get 3 transactions a second or something, instant transactions are going to... So technologically, it's not going to hold. So we need to... And we can find a solution to that. And I'm not sure that I'm smart enough to do it on my own, but feel like I'm smart enough that working with some of these people that are, in my estimation, wasting their time on other things, wasting their brain power, their good brain power on things that don't actually matter, we could come up to a solution that basically would be some form of hashing and tree structure. But then again, I don't know. Maybe not, because maybe the people that want those are already doing other things. I just found out about something called Nano, that it sounds like it uses a tree structure, which of course they got to give it a cool name. So I think it's called they call it a DAG. What is it? Whatever. But yeah, it's just normal everyday, the way that people have done it in computer science for a very long time. When you have this type of problem and you need a thing to scale, you need multiple nodes to be able to work on something. Well, anyway. Don't worry, long-term investors will drop off when the time is right. Maybe you're right. What brings me to Ash's trolls? Well, welcome. I think you made the right choice to join the stream tonight. They are rarer than Bigfoot, but they exist. Dash has never funded trolls, as far as I'm aware of. All right, wait. And I'm kind of a Dash funded troll. Am I not? But I was not funded specifically for trolling. That was just a side effect. Okay. If y'all have any thoughts on this, let me know. I don't know. How technical are y'all? What do y'all do again? I'm sorry. I know that we've had some of this conversation before, but I don't remember. Anyway, scanned URL has a query parameter, points to dash. So basically, yeah, we need to have some sort of URL and URI compatibility. What we need to be able to do. So basically, this is a huge opportunity. Huge, right? What if people could get into Dash just by scanning a QR code? Don't worry so much about having them download the app and all that stuff. There needs to be a separation of things people use to spend money and the service that the network provides. Clients really just don't need to do all this verification. They just need, can I get money? Can I know it's there? Can I spend it? Clients don't need to do, they just don't need to do all of this verification stuff with all the blocks and all that. They don't need to do synchronization. They do need to be able to verify from more than one source, but this is not a hard problem. And it's a lot faster to verify from a couple of sources than to try to sync a chain and calculate all these hashes and all that stuff. Because you just need to say, okay, here's a couple of nodes I'm familiar with. Let me look up some indexes. Yeah, they report good. You know, as long as I can choose nodes, so out of 4,000 nodes, some of them are malicious, let's say. As long as I can choose nodes independently of the person that I'm transacting with, knowing which nodes I've selected. As long as we can have that, it would be very, very difficult for them to compromise enough nodes that if I just picked 3 nodes at random, that they'd be able to compromise enough nodes. And then if you're able to compromise that many nodes, I mean, that's more than the type of thing that we're going to be, you know, that's more than buying dinner's worth of money. You get what I'm saying? That's like steal my life savings type of money. And you know where my life savings is going to be? Gold bullion. It's not going to be, well, not for the I'd like to use Dash to transact, not to store. I think that it's got a niche there that it should take the full opportunity of, not shy away from it. Okay. Coin. Let's see if we can do this. Contact exchange. And it may not be scope. I need to double check this because I could be getting this wrong. What am I looking for? Where's my OIDC at? I had that up, didn't I? Remember, I don't always look this good. But when I do, he's going. That's a good looking monkey. He's a handsome fella. Okay. Request parameters. Request. Where's request? Response type. Redirect. Yeah. Okay, so this is a request. Let's decode this. Oh, it's a JWS? I don't know if I want to go that route. Okay. Oh, we got this other issue. Dang. Okay. Okay. Equivalently. All right. All right. We won't tell. Your secret is safe. Huge. Dash needs to be its own bank, and then Dash Direct can work again. So, I think I know somebody that could kind of help solve that problem. I should reach out to him and see where he's at with the product he was working on. Gold Bull. Gee, streams are well worth the investment. We better hope so. All right, I'm deeper into this than I thought I would be, but there's a lot to unpack here. There's a lot that's been rolling around in the old noggin, as it were. There's a lot of other projects that have done stuff like this, not just cryptocurrencies, but in general, using URLs to transmit information is not a new thing. In fact, you may have heard of the internet. Using OIDC is kind of, that's where we're at. That's what we've culminated to, is OIDC as being a pretty decent way to exchange B2B, P2P type information. Okay. All right, so we've defined what profile ought to be. Okay. So we have parameters for contact exchange. We've defined how URLs we define local query parameters. Oh. Let's get rid of the xpub. And just have this be xpriv. Oh, and then here we would need okay, let's try this. I'm not sure if it's required to be that ugly or not. I think we can actually get away with a number of things here. I think we could get away with : / I could be wrong. I think that we could get away with the slash here. I think that we could get away with the slash here. I think that should work. Because really, it should continue parsing until it reaches the next ampersand. So as long as the question mark and the ampersand are encoded, I think we're okay. So I'm going to leave it like that. What rank number on the Dash Rich list? You tell me about the Dash Rich list. Y'all seem to know all about it. I don't know very much. Okay. All right, so I don't like the way that request is specified for this. Do we have options on how it can be specified? Because we do need to optimize for the size. Okay, we would need a little bit more. We'd need some way to specify, to basically to pass. Damn. Okay, do we have to sign a request object? Self-contained parameter, optionally signed. It represents a request as a JWT whose claims are the request parameters specified in 3.1.2 section. The JWT is called a request object, where request parameter is optional. Okay. Idempotency key. And then I gotta remember again the difference between the nonce and the state. I don't know if we actually need nonce. That might make it too big. Yeah, we're going to have to go with request claims. Oh no. Is there another after party? How many after parties do we have? Alright, I need to get this thing up in just a second. I'm going to continue to work on this. This one's going to be a longer one. I can see now. But I think the core tenants need to be... a scheme for matching schemes for HTTP URLs and dash URIs. Parameters for exchanging. Clear parameters for exchanging contact, payment, and subscription information. So offline, direct, or proxied. Whatever happened to messages that self-destruct? Well, don't you know that's what the blockchain's for? You put your message out there, and then somebody runs it on Ethereum, and then the smart contract deletes it permanently, so that it can't ever be added again. That's gonna be the next big thing, the leave no trace blockchain. It keeps a record of everything that's ever been there, so that it can ensure that it stays deleted. And yes, it uses it it uses NFTs. It uses NFTs for that. That's how it does it. Because all of the IDs of the deleted information has to be signed in order to securely assert that it doesn't exist. So everyone who is not presently in the room, please raise your hand. Okay, so those of you that aren't here, come follow me. We're going to go take a lie detector test. Okay, so we got that. Hmm. And we define our, also a response URL, I think. WAP. Web app. Oh, all that stuff's in there. This is such a good document. Okay. But as a I think it needs to be a URL. Scanning content web page on my phone. let's see, to which, I can send a contact request link from my online live wallet. Change post can be posted. All right. All right, let's see. Yeah, keep a record of the deleted files to make sure they're gone. Yes, my good friend. Ugh. So subscription request is particularly difficult. Let's start with payment request. Or, yeah, let's just go here. Contact, ScanBack, payment request. So one of the things about a payment request is, generally speaking, well, actually, let me go back to this. Go back to this here. Actually, yeah. I just don't want to put the exprobe in the document. Should also make a dip for the Zoomonic. It's a whole bunch of stuff I should make dips for. Oh well. I want to wrap this up though, because I want to get to bed soon. I want to get a good start on the day tomorrow. It's going to be a long day. And I want to get this... there's some messages I want to get to on Discord. Okay. Let's see, so... Since most Dash users are not sophisticated, what's the right word to say this? Not sophisticated. Do not have a sophisticated in regards to safe storage of wallet phrases. And I think this is something, I've talked about this before, but we also need to make it so that you can recover Dash that's just been lost, essentially. Check out the ScanBack. I need to talk about the payment request and the subscription request. I don't think I'm ready to tackle that tonight because there's got to be some sort of format that already exists. Well, I'd hope. Maybe there isn't. The closest thing I can think of is our rule. And let's see. How's this thing doing these days? Yeah, our rule's probably too big of a dependency. In terms of just the specifications, just too big, I think. So I think the better way to go about it would be basically to contact a URL and then have it tell you when your next payment is, or how much balance is left, or when your next payment is. So there should be to do subscription URL, balance URL, and you got to think about this in terms of the live wallet as well. Ah! Okay. It's a JSON payment protocol. Yeah, I think that this is a little bit cray-cray. Because I think primarily the way that you should be making a payment is cash-like. You just give somebody the whiff. Or the exprivs, rather. The whiffs of the expriv. I don't understand this. Hmm. We need this to work offline. Or, not offline, sorry, that's not what I meant. In poor network conditions. I don't know if I really like this. Alright, anyway. Let me see what I can do here. Okay. Get back to that. Okay. Burp, burp, burp. What? Whoa, 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 whoa. No. Go away. Okay. Need to respond to a message. Okay. Um. Okay.
See the grains of hope still within you, sweet lost star. You're not alone. Just
Okay. Okay. Just got a message from my agent. He said the Doge deal is a go. So we're going all in. I'm getting 4 quadrillion Doge. No, that's not it. Somebody just asked me about 2 blockchains merging. Okay. All right, let me get back over here. So I will pull this up. Let's see. Yeah, I think if I just throw the Hangout request up here. Hmm. Hmm. Let's see. Unless the user has a specific request. Oh, hey James, still here. Gotta save my jokes for the Dash Direct roast this Friday. Yeah. Yeah. It's too bad. Hmm. Demons. Specific demons. Meant denoms. Okay. Okay. How did he get in here? It's another one of those mystical silent mosquitoes. Should have smacked it better when I had the chance. Don't know where he went now. Okay. Okay. Point 5, 2, 0.01. Zero point 711. And then 1, 2, 3, 4. So 2400. Is that right? 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, looks right. Okay. Hmm. Hmm. Alright, fewest denominations of the same total face value. Okay, what am I doing here? This is the part that I need. I'm going to need to reference the other ones more. URL and URI schemes. Exchange contact info. Last payment. Send private keys as payment. Send denominated coins. All right. Okay, I'll get those resolved. Yeah. Mm. Oh. Yeah, okay, I got a mistake in that one. Okay. See if I'll be able to sleep tonight. Been having a really weird time with my schedule lately. Okay, but it is time for me to go. I'll sleep on it. Okay. Adios.